Hello, greetings. Today is day one of the third week in inner tracking. And, we're really digging in now. So I guess buckle up. And so today we're talking about the root of the self-concern. So as we continue on here, we've really got to weed through the surface things and really get to the root of where the self-concern emanates from. And what is that creation? And how is it connected to fear? And how is that all related to thought? So one of the main questions to ask is, can you really be threatened without thought recognizing that threat? We're talking now not on just the physical level of threatening, but the emotional, the psychological versions of things that are threatening to our worldview, our perceptions. So the type of work we're doing is kind of threatening to that identity structure and the self that's been created. And as we, begin to peel back the layers and discovering more of what's really there than what we've just identified with throughout time, then that could bring up a lot of fear. And the letting go of that fear kind of comes hand in hand with the dissolving of the thought forms that are grouped around the separate self and the identity. So we're going to find out what the center of that fear is. All right. And we're trying to discover that the possibility of discovering that thought, your own thoughts, have separated themselves into a thinker, which is constructed of thought, that is observing those thoughts. And therein lies the basic division, which seems very basic, yet it's also a very inlaid groove and track and way of relating and thinking about ourselves through thought looking at thought. So we're moving out of that way of perception into a greater awareness of openness and observation that isn't constructed on thought form, based on thought. So we have to just look at this question and look at this assumption, a general assumption of the whole idea of that the thoughts that I'm thinking, okay, are my thoughts. I'm thinking those thoughts. Right? What if that assumption of I'm thinking those thoughts, those are my thoughts, isn't true? So this is something we've got to just ask ourselves that question, is that maybe thoughts that we're having about ourselves and others is just moving through that window or screen of observation and openness, and that the identification and attachment to those thought forms is another thought form that is actually gravitating and grasping onto that thought. And when that is seen, then there could be a shift from the limited personality view of the thought looking at thought into thought moving within openness and observation and awareness of what it is you truly are. So now we're getting into the root of the self-concern. We're looking at the fears. We're looking at those, uh, uh, the thought that is promoting those fears, and look at that assumption of who's thinking these thoughts, and are those who's thinking those thoughts. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.